Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third out of 4 webinars in this series by Phrase, where we introduce our new September releases. My name is Klára Heřmánkova. I'm on the marketing team at Phrase, and it's my pleasure to see so many of you join us for the introduction to the Phrase Custom AI. It is my pleasure to introduce to you our 3 expert speakers for today. We have Sergio Lobo, our product manager, Miklos Urban, our enterprise solutions architect, and Dan Zďárek, our product marketing manager. And together they will first remind us of what MT solutions are available at Phrase, but then they will dive deeper into the new Phrase Custom AI solution, show us how it works, and also add a practical demonstration. I'm very excited to see that. We will wrap up this session by addressing your questions. So please submit them via Slido as we go. I will once again paste the link to the chat for anyone who joined us a little bit later. And with that said, I will pass the floor to Dan. Over to you.
Hi, everyone. It's an absolute pleasure to be joining you again for another webinar on our wonderful MT and AI capabilities. I'm sure many of you would have joined us for yesterday's webinar, which was on Phrase Language AI. And today we're very excited to share with you our new MT customization platform, Phrase Custom AI. Before we start explaining what the solution is and how it can help you with your translation workflows, it might be useful maybe to set kind of the broader context for machine translation at Phrase. Machine translation has always been one of the big priorities for us at Phrase. It's always been our goal to make sure that our customers and users get access to high quality translations with machine translation without any of the hassle. Our 2 main pillars have always been the quality and the accessibility. For many of our users, these principles are epitomized in our machine translation add-on Phrase Language AI, which was previously known as Phrase Translate. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about this add-on, I would encourage you to watch the recording of yesterday's session, which covered all of the exciting features that Phrase Language AI includes. Just to give you a very quick overview, this includes 7 fully managed engines, so machine translation from leading providers such as DeepL, Microsoft, Amazon, and Google, as well as our own internally developed Phrase NextMT. And it also includes advanced AI features such as MT quality estimation, MT autoselect, and also MT glossaries. But today we are going beyond the generic translation that is supported in Phrase Language AI to talk about custom machine translation. So when we talk about generic engines, we essentially talk about one-size-fits-all engines. These are engines that are trained on a wide data sets so that they can be able to accommodate a wide variety of localization use cases. Now, while their overall quality is good and has been improving, they often struggle when they are confronted with more specific kinds of translations. So translations that are unique to, for example, your industry or to your company. It has long been recognized that one of the golden standards for machine translation quality is to develop your own custom machine translation engine. That is an engine that is trained on your data and that can perform better for future translations are tailored to your own use case. However, as good as custom machine translation is, we see that not all that many businesses are adopting it. And there's a few quite important reasons as to why. One of them is the requirements of expertise. If you want to customize your own machine translation, you have to have some know-how to do this. And this involves knowing how to prepare your data and how to train the engine itself, as well as knowing how to properly evaluate machine translation outputs. For some businesses, it can be a big ask to develop this expertise internally, which is why they often rely on external partners to supplement this. Besides expertise, customizing machine translation can be a lengthy process. So there's a lot of different steps which together might add up quite a lot of time. So for example, we've heard from customers that have to spend quite a lot of time just preparing their translation memories to make them suitable for machine translation engine training. All of this means that you have quite significant investment. So you have to put in a lot of resources to develop this expertise, a lot of time spent on preparing your new processes and so on. And the thing is that even once you've done all these things and you do have your own custom machine translation engine, you have to have a process of continuous monitoring because, of course, it's not a one and done deal. You might find that your custom machine translation doesn't perform as well as you'd hope it would, which means that you have to evaluate its performance and decide when to retrain. The sum total of all of these things is that for many businesses, custom machine translation just isn't a viable option today. But fortunately, with our most recent release, we aim to change this and make high-quality custom machine translation accessible to everyone. To tell you a little bit more about the specifics of our product, I'd like to invite the product manager, Sergio, to tell you a little bit more. You have the floor, Sergio. I think you are on mute, Sergio.
Excuse me. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. So Phrase Custom AI is a brand new capability, truly a game changer, as it includes a really easy user interface for localization teams to build their own custom machine translation engine. What has historically taken weeks or months of highly specialized skills and very expensive, you can do it in hours. So we're taking weeks to months to hours. And this is an absolute game changer that allows any company to build their own custom machine translation engines so that you can build a specifically tuned engine for the legal team, for the finance team, or many other settings. With Phrase Custom AI, we have successfully lowered all entry barriers for localization teams to build their own custom machine translation engines in terms of infrastructure, time, and expertise. And Phrase Custom AI covers the full customization workflow, including data preparation, model customization, and performance evaluation. Regarding data preparation, Phrase Custom AI uses AI to help you prepare your training data. We actually have removed all low-quality data using the filters that are fully customizable. We offer full process automation, control, and transparency, and we have identified all the challenges when it comes to training data preparation and developed a combination of AI and rule-based cleaning filters to fully automate this process. Cleaning filters are fully customizable and allow our customers to make sure that only high-quality segments from your translation memories are used for engine training. And in line with our philosophy of offering full process automation, control, and transparency, our users will have access to highly insightful data cleaning reports, which will offer you full transparency into all the segments kept and removed by each cleaning filter. This will give you the possibility of recleaning based on data and potentially modify one or multiple cleaning filters and trigger the recleaning of your training dataset. Regarding model customization, Phrase Custom AI enables users to create their own custom engines using Phrase NextMT, our own machine translation engine. This process requires no technical expertise. With a couple of clicks, you can customize and create your own custom machine translation engine. No need to contract external vendors or build dedicated machine translation teams. And then regarding performance evaluation, in line with our philosophy of providing customers data at every single step of the machine translation customization process, we provide automated evaluations with 4 state-of-the-art machine translation evaluation metrics, COMET, BLE, TER, and CHR3, on your own data to show you exactly how your custom engine performs compared to the generic model. And this is this slide illustrates perfectly how it works, the workflow here that will be shown to all of you by Miklos. Users can log in on the Phrase Custom AI, import all their translation memories from Phrase TMS, and create a training data set. That training data set will undergo the cleaning process with our rule-based and AI-powered cleaning filters. You can easily sift out and remove all negative segments that will have a negative impact on the quality of the custom models. Then with the cleaning reports, you can find out how viable your data sets are for engine training before you actually go to the next process, which is model customization. Model customization allows users to create with just one click, a few clicks, their own finely tuned custom machine translation model specific to the language pair and content type. Performance evaluation allow users to have full transparency over the quality of the machine translation models. And then we allow users the possibility to actually deploy their custom engines effortlessly into the TMS. And with this, we want to illustrate the value that Phrase Custom AI can create for users. In Phrase Custom AI, you can create specific custom machine translation models for specific business needs, departments, as we are conscious of the specific needs in terms of terminology, style, jargon, and tone of voice across enterprise settings. Phrase Custom AI allows customers to address their complexity at all levels, bringing down post-editing effort and increase localization productivity. The quality gains, of course, depend on a case-by-case basis, but we have found that customization can significantly reduce post-editing needed, in some cases by up to 90%. And with this, let me pass it on to our solution architect, Miklos.
Thank you, Sergio. Let me share my screen. So we have heard a lot of nice things about custom AI, but I think the proof of the pudding is really when we eat it. And so with that, I would kick off like a cooking show here. As you may know, customizing an engine, cleaning the data, and we are talking about large data, sometimes several hundreds of thousands of segments to clean. It takes some time, so I will not clean it on the spot, but we'll just pull it out of the oven. So how you start it, you go to the dashboard, the Phrase dashboard, and within the Phrase dashboard, if you have access to Phrase Custom AI, you will have this button here to open it up. And with that, you go to the Custom AI interface. This is it. Actually, you have two areas, the data sets, where you have recorded all the data sets that you've created. When it's cleaned, you can see it says it's ready for training. When it's being cleaned, it's still in cleaning. So that's the list of data cleaning processes that you have started. On the other area, you have the empty models. So once you have the data cleaned and you're satisfied with that, you can start a training, and that will register into this list. And once the training has finished, it goes into this ready to deploy state, and we will take it from there. But before that, I want to go through the whole process step by step. So I just switched back to the data sets page. And here, if you click on the new data sets button, you get to this page where you have to set up a dataset name and provide the source and target languages. Once you have this, you have access to this button to add translation memories. You can actually add multiple translation memories, as many as you like. And you can, here you can select filters by client, domain, subdomain, business unit, or you can just filter for name. So you can easily find your translation memories to add to them. Once you added the translation memories, you instantly have some dataset preview, how many segments you have in the selected dataset, in these three translation memories that we selected. Well, this one is recommended to be at least like 20,000 segments. Because of the cleaning process, you still lose some of them, and we will see why. And then also 10% of the data is taken aside for evaluation purposes. So you still have to stay with like 10,000 segments to make a meaningful training as a customized engine. So once you are selected all the transition memories, you click the continue button, and here we go. Here are the cleaning filters that we have already mentioned. There are a number of filters. You can see that on the side. Some of them are very easy rule-based filters, like a cutoff date, that whatever happened before 2010, let's say, that's too old, I don't want to deal with them, so just get rid of those segments. Or you can get rid of very long segments or very short segments, like empty segments, or just a punctuation only segment or number only segment. So that filter helps to get rid of those. But there are also two other filters that rely on other AI engines in the background. One of them is a misaligned source and target that semantically measures the distance between the source and the target text and adds a metric to it. And you can filter based on that metric. You can filter out the segments where the source and the target meaning is well, according to that AI engine, is not the same, which actually works pretty well, I must say. The other AI-based engine is down here, the language identification one, which happens even the best transition memories. We have seen this, that especially like when you have a document that includes like a multilingual part, sometimes it's just not hidden from translation, and translators just hit copy source to target, and all the foreign language versions get into the transition memory, or just the language names listed in the native language, not all in English, but every single language in the native language will add to such those segments where the language is not matching to the setup source and target languages. Some of these filters, well, actually all the filters you can switch on and off. Some of the filters can be fine-tuned. So in terms of like minimum character count, you can fine-tune whether you are satisfied with the default values. And these, how you deal with them, mainly depends on the language pair that you're using. Actually, for different languages, we have different defaults. For example, for Asian languages, the target count, character count is set to 1, because for Asian languages, even like a word can be a single character, and therefore it doesn't make sense to include anything other than like empty segments, let's say. So you can fine tune these, and as Sergio already said, you can also run it in an iterative way, reclean the data. So once you are satisfied with your initial setup, you can go and click the create button, and that will start the cleaning process. Once you are done with the cleaning process and it goes to ready for training state, then you can open it up and get data insights into your cleaning. We have an overview page and then a detailed cleaning filters page. I will show you both of them. So first of all, the overview page. There are two graphs. The top one is about what happened to your segment. So we started out like 50,700 segments in this case, and some of it, the blue area, is set aside as the evaluation data set. That will be run against the generic NextMT engine and the customized engine out of this data. And that will help us to measure the quality, the performance of the customized MT engine compared to the generic engine. So the green area is the other segments that are kept, and the purple area is the segments that are removed. You can see there are quite a lot of segments, and that's kind of normal. There are quite a lot of segments removed. If you wonder why they were removed, you can go into the details of the filters, which filter affected the cleanup the most. And it's usually the duplicates filter. The duplicates filter happens to catch a lot of segments because in our transition memories, we keep different versions of the same segment where the source and the target are the same, but because of different context, there could be duplicates in that sense that the source and the target are the same. And for training purposes, for customization, we don't need all of them. We just need one of them. So we drop all the rest of it, and that's what the duplicates filter is doing. And you can see that about half of the segments are actually these duplicates. So that's an overview, but you can go deeply into the data and drill down to the very heart of it. So let's change to the cleaning filters page. And in the cleaning filters page, you can see all the filters, and it has a little label saying how much it removed. And you also see a little arrow here. If you open it up, it will display, in many cases, a histogram in many of the filters. And that histogram shows you which part of the data was removed. So in this case, you see that the bulk of the data is on the right side of this histogram, but the left side of the data that actually appears in purple is removed. And it's not biting in the bulk data. It's just removing the long tail. So that's something that you would like to do, remove the long tail that are the outliers. But if you're not, it's not enough information. You can drill down to the segment level, and there's this little button here, see segment sample, and that will display samples of the segments that are removed and also segments that are kept. And looking at these segments, you may decide that this filter was too strict, maybe loosen up the settings, fine-tune the settings, or I want to make it more strict, or actually I want to switch it off because it doesn't make a good work here. So you can make these decisions and fine-tune your settings according to this data. And as you can see, now the setting is 0 to 54, 0.50 to 1, but you can say, I want to edit these filters, and go there, edit it, change it to like 0.5, let's say, save, and then you can click the reclean button, and that will iterate another cleaning, and you will get another data set, which you can do as many times as you wish to get to the right data set, to get rid of all the segments that would spoil, worsen the training, and just keep whatever is adding to your training. So once you're done with the dataset cleaning, you want to do a training. Sorry, let me just go back to the datasets for a second. What you can do here is you click on the 3 dots and say train MT engine with this dataset. All you have to do here is just give it a name. All the rest is already done, and just click the create and train button, and that will create a new MT model. It takes some time, so we have these 2 already trained here. So this is a list. You can see the language pair. You can see the commit metric. That is a metric that shows the quality of the MT engine. And if you go into the engine details, you can see 3 more metrics, right? Commit, blue, dir, and character 3 are present here to show how the engine improved, or well, sometimes maybe got worse than the generic engine. So you can see the scores for the generic engines in the top right, top row, and in the bottom row, you can see the change and the score for the custom engine. We will have some more visuals quite soon here that show on the segment level how the segments performance changed with this training, comparing the generic and the custom trained engine. Okay, once this is done, actually we have a custom model ID here that for now we need it, we need to copy it, and we will need to use it in the TMS to set this up. Very soon we will make deployment a bit more user-friendly, but now let me show how it works and where these engines appear in the TMS interface. So in the TMS, now I just changed to phrase TMS. On the left side, there is the phrase language AI item. If you click this one, you can set up your phrase language AI profiles. I set up a profile here called custom AI profile. That's the button add empty profile. So I just created this one. And within that one, you can use the add more engines button. And under add more engines, now the phrase custom next empty engine will appear. Once you have that one, then you can go and edit it. And here in this editing window, you need the custom ID, the model ID that I showed you on the custom AI interface. So you add the model ID, you set up the source and target languages, and that's pretty much it. So with that, if you have a project in TMS, so that's just a generic project in this TMS, and you go edit, of course, you can set it up in the templates, or you can set it up upfront when you create the project. But basically here, you can select the custom AI profile. So for those languages where you set it up, that engine that will train in the custom AI interface will be used for translating those languages. So just open up one of the files. It's easy to show. Yeah, look at it. It's all empty. It's German. But actually, what I want to show is a bit different. I have a slide there that just gets one part of this text that I've just shown. And what you can see here is it's an English to German translation. Although my German is not very hard, but I consulted a couple of German speakers around just to understand what's the difference. And the difference is that, first of all, the engine learned that although in generic engine, it came back with a non-formal tone, for custom AI, it learned that a formal tone is used by this company that we trained the custom AI engine with. Okay, it's actually our own transition memory that we use for translating our own content within phrase. But so basically, it learned that phrase in the German side talks in a formal way. Also, it learned some of the industry or company specific terminology regarding machine translation here, machine translation quality here, that you can see also highlighted. So with that, I think that's it, what I wanted to show for the customization interface. And let me stop sharing myself and give it back to Dan.
Thank you, Miklos, for that really wonderful cooking show demo that you put on. I think it was a really good illustration of just how powerful the Phrase Custom AI interface is and how easy it is to create your own custom engine. It was also great to see a specific example of how we can benefit on document level. But of course, I'm sure there's a lot of people who are interested in the big picture for what the quality gains are with customization using Phrase NextMT and Phrase Custom AI. So we've done a lot of internal testing, and we've done a lot of testing with select customers that participated in our beta program. And we found that across the board, our customers benefit from using their TMs for customization, and we've seen quite significant quality gains. So on the right-hand side, you can see a graph that shows 3 customers that participated with us, where we took their translation memories and prepared custom engines and then evaluated the performance relative to a generic machine translation engine. And in all cases, we saw significant increases in quality. And in some, they were especially significant. For example, with customer number 3, the quality essentially doubled after customization. So if you are interested in quality, Phrase Custom NextMT is the way to go. One thing that's also kind of worth stressing is just the user experience with Phrase Custom AI. I remember the first time that Sergio and his team had a workable version, and I got to experience the full customization flow. And it felt really great as a person who isn't especially technical and especially familiar with all of the processes involved in custom MT, that I too could learn within a few minutes how to customize the engine and have one ready for me. Based off of some of the subjective feedback we've been getting from customers that have been testing it, we've seen a lot of excitement. And we are really looking forward to hearing what you make of it when you get a chance to try out Phrase Custom AI yourself. On the topic of accessing Phrase Custom AI, it would be good to give you kind of an overview of how you can give it a try. So it should be said that Phrase Custom AI is a separate platform from the Phrase TMS or any of our other products, and is currently available for Phrase TMS users of Team Edition or higher with the Phrase Language AI add-on. If you're interested in learning more about it and trying it out yourself, we would encourage you to book a demo with our sales team. You can do it at the dedicated website, which is listed down below, or you can access it via this convenient QR code. So again, if you're interested in this product, you can book a demo. Simply go to our website, the Phrase Custom AI website, and click the Book a Demo CTA there. Wonderful. On this note, I would like to hand back to Clara.
Thank you so much, Dan. And I would like to thank all three of you, Sergio, Miklos, and Dan, for the presentation and the demonstration. This was all very nice to see. Right before we jump into the poll results and the questions from the audience, I would like to remind our audience of the last webinar in our series, but definitely not the least, that will take place tomorrow, where we will see what's new with Phrase Orchestrator, our go-to automation solution. So if you haven't already, go ahead and sign up. I will drop the direct link to the chat as well for very easy access. There you go. So please sign up if you haven't already, and I will see you there tomorrow at the same time as this. So let's go see Slido, shall we? So first of all, our poll results. People are joining us from a variety of countries, but Italy, Portugal, and Germany seem to dominate the space. But we have some other countries represented as well, such as Egypt, Poland, Greece, Argentina. Great to see all of these countries being represented here. And let's also see our other poll questions. So we can see that the majority of you are not customizing your MT engines at the moment. So hopefully that will change after the webinar today. And here are some of the obstacles that are keeping you from customizing your MT engines at the moment. So hopefully you will have seen that some of them are not a problem with the Phrase Custom AI. And hopefully, yeah, it will be all easier for you with our new solution. So let's head over to the audience Q&A.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for sending in so many great questions. We're going to try to get through as many of them as possible. Now, if we don't get to them during the webinar, we'll be sure to follow up afterwards. If you'd like to ask us a question, please do use the Slido link on the left-hand side. You can simply go to slido.com and enter hashtag custom AI to start sending in your questions. We will start with the first question from Michelle, who I believe actually asked the first question yesterday as well. So thank you again for all the great questions. The question is, some in the industry say that building custom engines is perhaps no longer the best option, and that it may be simpler and better to use a generic engine and tweak the outputs with an LLM, a large language model, with the right prompts. What does Phrase say about that? Well, large language model technology is something that we are tremendously excited about, and we do have a lot of really exciting things in the works, which I don't think allowed to tell you about in detail. But if you'd like to learn a little bit more about that, I would encourage you to listen to the recording of the first webinar in the series of webinars, in which we shared a little bit about our AI vision and our plans for LLMs. On the topic of whether it's better to use a generic or custom engine, we believe that we've made the process of customization so simple that there's no reason not to be using it if it's appropriate in your particular use case. Wonderful. So we have the second question from Alyssa. Hi, after the dataset cleaning, is it possible to export the clean TM data? I think this is a question for you, Sergio.
So currently, it's not possible to export a clean dataset at this moment. It's currently designed so that users can complete the whole process without any need for uploading or downloading any dataset. And we want to provide customers the ability actually to go around the workflow without needing to resort to third party. And so we want to offer them all this tool set that is necessary for MT customization.
Great. Next question from Natalia. Hi, team. Is there a limit of engines we can create? I think, Sergio, you might have some insight on this.
There's actually no limits. The limits, it's when you actually, we encourage you to create custom models for addressing specific needs from different departments, different business settings. So there are actually no limits when it comes to engine creation.
Great. Next question by Sandra D. As PhraseNextMT is used to create a custom model, can we only create models for up to 11 languages? So yes, PhraseNextMT currently supports 20 language pairs, and customization is only available for those that we currently support. If you'd like to find the full list of these language pairs, you can do so on our website for the particular feature page for PhraseNextMT. Is custom AI compatible with all language pairs? I think we've just kind of covered that. The next question from Lise, what is the recommended minimum number of segments for training a customized engine? I don't know, Miklos, if you have any insight on this.
Yeah, sure. So I think it's kind of industry standard to say 10,000 segments is the number of segments that can effectively improve the engine itself. But that's like a bottom line number. Anything more will help to customize the engine better, right? So the more segments you have, the better engine, the better customization, the more improvement you can see. And so generally, I would say a pretty good results can be achieved about 50,000 segments. But of course, as I think training and cleaning the data and training the engine is very simple with our platform, it makes sense to experiment even with lower numbers.
Great. Next question is from Alexis. Doesn't language AI already include some aspects of customization of the MT engine? So Phrase Language AI, our optional add-on for the Phrase TMS, does include some features which we might best refer to as light customization. So there are things that allow you to adapt the output, but it's nowhere near the full power of full customization that Phrase Custom AI has. So the specific features include things like our MT glossaries feature, which allows you to adapt based off of the terminology, and also the adaptivity of PhraseNextMT, which is able to work with translation, memory, partial matches, fuzzy matches, and adapt those for better outputs. One of the great things about the integration of these custom engines with Phrase Language AI is that both of these features can still be used with your customized models. Great. So next question from Alyssa. Apart from the wrong language filter, is there one excluding segments with special characters? Miklos, do we have this option?
No, we don't have this option at the moment, but I think it's a great idea. And there are a couple of other great ideas around how to improve the filters, like applying terminology filters or like regex-based filters. So there are a number of ideas. And I think what we really need here is to get your feedback and understand your needs. What would help more to make the data sets cleaner, more appropriate, better to train the engines. And that feedback should help Sergio, actually, as a product manager, to work on this.
Great. We have another question, which I think, again, for you, Miklos, about data cleaning. When you change the cleaning settings and re-clean, does it do the cleaning from start, or does it clean only what has been left after the first cleaning?
It starts from scratch. So it takes the whole data set again and applies the filters with the new setting, the fine-tuned settings on the full data set.
Great. Next question. Where exactly can I enter the Phrase Custom AI interface? In my Phrase window, I see only the Phrase Language AI and Phrase Analytics besides the usual projects, jobs, etc. menu entries. So I think we've already answered this just before the Q&A. Phrase Custom AI is a separate platform, which is accessible from the central login login page if you have access to Phrase Custom AI. If you're interested in using it, we encourage you to talk to our sales team. Next question from Maria. Did the 3 customers that quality increase was tested for use the same language pairs? Sergio.
Actually, no. We tested out with different language pairs and different domains, actually, because one of the keys of machine translation customization is that it is actually domain agnostic. It allows customers to create custom models according to the specifics of their data, of their translation memories that they use for those models.
Great. Next question from Amali. What happens with the data we use to train the engine? Does Phrase also use that for AI training generally? So when you use your data to train, you can be happy to know that all of your data stays your own. We do not use it to train any instances of Phrase Custom AI or NextMT without your consent. One of the great advantages of using Phrase Custom AI is that if you trust us with the data security for your translation memories, we extend the same kind of security for your custom models. Next question is from Linda. Does Phrase Language AI support our main language pairs in Finland? And there is a list of different language pairs, which I won't read out individually. Sergio, do we support these language pairs?
Via Language AI, we support many language pairs. More information is available on our website. Via Custom AI, we support those language pairs supported by Phrase NextMT, which are a total of 20 right now.
Great. Yeah, it should be noted that in Phrase Language AI, we do have the seven fully managed engines, and I think cumulatively they cover something over 800 different language pairs. So we are definitely sure to cover the language pairs that you mentioned here with at least one of those engines. And the last question that we have right now is from Thomas. Is there a way to add do not translate rules or glossary items, or will we need to wait for Phrase Language AI to become compatible with language domains? So currently our MT glossaries features in Phrase Language AI does support the ability to add glossary terms, but we are always looking for ways to improve the glossary functionality. So we're hoping that you will see the things that you need to see very soon. Great. I think that is the last question, unless something else comes up. If there are any questions that were sent in that you didn't see pop up here, we will be sure to answer those directly to you after the webinar. On that note, I would like to thank you all so much for joining us, and of course, thank all of the fellow panelists for the great presentation today.